Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us today. If you're new to the channel, our 2021 Turkey Journal got off to an awesome start this year. Took my son out on opening morning of the regular turkey season here in Tennessee, and he hammered himself a longbeard right off the bat, first thing. First bird he's ever killed, first turkey he's got before, so that was a great morning, great start to the season. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'll put the link up here above, whichever side it is, I don't know. Other than that, this year's turkey season has been a struggle, whether it be my work being really heavy, keeping me from going out hunting, or the weather. You know, today's April 21st. We're 3 weeks into the season, and we're going to be down below freezing for the next several nights here. Weather has been terribly crazy this year during turkey season. You know, youth weekend, we had just floods all over the place and storms for 26 hours straight that had everything messed up. Then the very next week we were in the 80s, and the birds are struggling to get adjusted. That said, I haven't had a whole lot of time to hunt so far. I think I just saw snowflakes coming down. That's crazy. That's unbelievable. April 21st and I just saw snow flurries. That's ridiculous. So in today's episode, I got permission to go hunt on a neighbor's piece of property. You saw in the previous episode where I was hunting on this farm, and I was up in the hardwoods up above there, and I had that Longbeard Jake and hen come through at about 80 yards on the property line, and I could never get them to come in. Well, today I've went down into the creek bottom on this same piece of property, and this is my first experience hunting a creek bottom. I'm used to hunting hilltops and hardwoods and stuff like that. This is you know, not too far from our farm, but it's over on a sizable creek over there, and I am totally unfamiliar with creek bottom open flatland hunting. So this is going to be a new experience for me. We get into the birds pretty quickly, and it makes for a rather interesting and exciting morning. Hope you enjoy it. If you like what you're seeing on the channel so far, if you like our content, whether it be the 2021 Turkey Journal or the previous deer journals and turkey journals, or any of the hunt, fish, catch, clean, cook, whatever you want to call it, any of those episodes, you know, I ask that you hit that subscribe button. You know, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. If there's something you want to see, let us know. I've got all kinds of gardening activities that we're doing around here, and I'm really struggling with whether or not I want to roll some of that gardening stuff in here into the channel just as its own little playlist, because I do get a lot of people that watch that stuff and they have a lot of questions for me on different social media platforms. So I'm just really trying to figure out the identity of the channel, how I want to go, what I want to do with it. Got a lot of things coming up in the coming days. I have a quota turkey hunt starting tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, the weather is terrible. I don't know what to expect. I don't expect a very large turnout from other hunters to be pressuring it, because it is halfway through the season and the weather is so bad. So I kind of expect to go there and have the place somewhat to myself. I could be terribly disappointed whenever I get there, but the bad thing is, with this weather and the rain and the cold temperatures and the high winds that are coming through, I really don't know what's going to happen. But I'm going to take the camera, I'm going to record it, good, bad, ugly, whatever. It's going to be recorded, and I'm going to share it with you. Look forward to sharing this episode with you. Like I said before, please get in there, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Go back and take a look at my son's opening day turkey hunt. Fantastic morning. I consider my season a success already because of my son getting his bird. That was one of my 2 goals for this year, was get my son his first longbeard and to take a non-hunter on their first hunt, and I'm still trying to work that out. If I can't get a non-hunter, then I'd like to get another youth out there and see if, even if they don't get a bird, I'd like to get them out there just so at least I can call one in and let them feel that rush and that adrenaline rush and excitement of seeing that bird come in strutting and gobbling, and just, you know, it's addictive. It's addictive. Anyway, hope you enjoy, stick around, and have yourself a blessed day. God bless. I'm getting here later because I didn't know exactly where I was going to go this morning. Tried one other spot and there was no activity. We've got storms rolling in here in about another 3 hours. But there's several birds gobbling down here in this bottom. I'm going to try to get down here and get... There they went again. I'm going to try to get set up on them down here. Hey, I finally found somewhere to set up in here. I got 2 longbeards across the creek over on adjacent property, just gobbling their head off. I've had 3 deer come running through here since I got in here. This is a really challenging setup, man. the bank, it's open fields all in this creek bottom. And the edges of this creek bottom are all lined with river cane. And it's so thick, and river cane and multifloros. So it's really hard for me to get in there and get set up anywhere. So I've had to come back off at an entrance into the field here and just hope I can call those birds right here into a line of sight, because I'm really limited here. But there's at least two longbeards I've seen at a long distance across the creek over there, just gobbling their heads off. Well, those longbeards worked off the other direction down the creek. I knew it was going to be a challenge to call them across the creek, but I thought maybe I could get lucky. I went ahead and snuck out and put my decoy up now, because I was pinned down here when I got in here and finally found somewhere to set up. Because those birds were about 150 yards away across the creek. I snuck down here and put a decoy out. And while I was putting the decoy out, I looked the other direction up the creek, and about 300 yards away, I saw a turkey feeding across the field, just all by itself. I'm guessing it's a hen. It's hard to tell. I didn't have my binoculars or anything to look at it, but I'm assuming it's just a hen feeding its way across the field. So I'm going to lay low here for a little bit, let things calm down. Somebody just shot several hundred yards across the creek in front of me, where those turkeys came from, not where those turkeys went. If this morning is anything like it has been all week, these turkeys will probably get fired back up again around 10 or 10:30 in the morning now. We got storms rolling in around 11 or 11:15-ish. So I'm hoping that they can get themselves fired back up again before these storms hit and blow me out of here. Another bird just fired off way back up the holler on the other side of the creek over there. Been sitting here listening and just trying to run through scenarios in my head. I think I'm going to get a little more aggressive. Instead of sitting here waiting for things to fire back up again, I'm going to go ahead and pack my stuff up, and I'm going to relocate to a better setup. Because like I said, I came in late because I didn't know exactly where I was going to end up this morning, which I never hunt creek bottoms. I always hunt ridges, and occasionally fields like my son did like on the youth opening weekend. But normally I hunt ridges, so I'm not used to this creek bottom hunting stuff. So I think I'm gonna get my stuff up. I'm gonna get a little more aggressive. I'm gonna move to a different area and try to set up and see if maybe I can find a better setup location. Those gobblers this morning were across the creek in that other big field over there. I think they had roosted up on top of that ridge up there. That's almost a sheer bluff on this side. But there's a deep holler that runs all the way up through there to that next ridge. Alright, well, I relocated just about, 30 or 40 yards from where I was at, but I'm in a little bit better of a spot here. I'm out on a little point here where this ridge comes down into this pasture field, this creek bottom, and so I can see about 180 degrees around me. I just had a cream-colored coyote come running through, and unfortunately it was while I was setting my decoy out, and I didn't have my camera or gun or anything with me, because I brought all my stuff over here and put it down, and then I took my decoy out. It's been quiet ever since I got up and moved over there a while ago. I'm going to stick it out here probably until it's time to go, or if I hear another bird fire off somewhere that's a long distance away, I may get up and try to go track it down, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. birds on the other side of the creek, over on the ridge over there. And there was a hen just yelping and clucking and going crazy. And there was a gobbler that would fire off every time she'd make a noise. So I started cutting her off, and I got her angry to where she started just yelping and cutting constantly. She flew down and came over here and fed through in front of me at about 35 yards. Went all the way down past me. And then I saw a red head pop out where she did, so he flew down behind her. But instead of him following her trail or coming to my decoy, he hugged the creek bank on the other side over there, and he stayed between 100 and 110 yards away the whole time. And even and that hen turned and came and walked back by me again at about 35 yards. He wouldn't come across the field to her. He wouldn't come across the field to my decoy. He just stood over there strutting and making some light yelps. And then he turned and just went back down over the bank of the creek and just worked his way back upstream. There's another bird up there on top gobbling right now. I wonder if that one that's up there gobbling still is the dominant bird. That was exciting, but it's frustrating. My morning's drawing to a close here. Storms will be getting here before long. I'm gonna get out of here in just a minute, get my stuff. Until next time, God bless. I got hens yelping all around. I think I just heard a fly down cackle. They're starting to come down already. Birds yelping everywhere around me. Man, this place is on fire. It was like this last Saturday. This is the best place I've hunted in years. It's crazy. Longbeard is henned up over there. He's got a hen with him. It's not looking too good right now. This bird outsmarted me again. It's the second Saturday in a row now. It makes me think he's just decoy shy. I have a feeling my decoys are what's spooking him. I need to figure something out for next this time. He's a good bird. But man, he just keeps giving me the slip. I think that's going to do it for me here this morning. Maybe if I can get up on this other side and I can put my decoys on a high spot over here, or just not bring the decoys at all. I don't know. I really think part of the issue is where my decoys are at over here in this slight little depression right behind a little, it's like a 2 or 3 foot rise in elevation just right there in the middle of the field. I have a feeling that that bird never could see my decoys. Trying to get my bearings here on this property. This is, this last Saturday was the first time I ever hunted here, and then back here again today, so this is still really new to me. Well, as you can see, things didn't work out the way I was hoping for on either of those mornings. Those birds just continued to just fool me there. They were henned up. I've seen a lot of hens out roaming here lately. I think a lot of them are nesting, but there is just a large population of hens in this area, and the birds aren't having to go very far. A lot of times they're actually roosted with these hens, and they're flying down, and they're locked up with them first thing. So, it's just the way it works out sometimes. There's a few things I could do differently, and I'm definitely looking for a little bit of redemption on this bird in particular, because that's twice now that he's gave me the slip after me thinking I was going to get a good shot at him. So looking to get some redemption on him there. Anyway, I've got to get in here and get my stuff ready to go for my hunts coming up this week. So the next 3 days, got a public land quota hunt here in Tennessee. It's not a bonus bird, it counts toward my statewide limit, but either way, always enjoyable going and trying out and checking out some public land and the additional challenge and everything about it. A lot of guys are like, why would you do that? I enjoy the challenge. It's just trying to self-film yourself on a turkey hunt on public land. I don't know if it gets any harder. I mean, hunting and killing a turkey on public land is pretty hard as it is. Then you try to throw in the aspect of self-filming and trying to catch it all on video. It's a challenge. I enjoy it. I enjoy sharing it with you and my family and whoever's watching these videos. So I gotta get in here and get my stuff together, but thanks for watching, and God bless.